Ladies and gentlemen, Necabote here, bringing you my opinion, where I share views and opinions on various gaming news and other relevant topics. Today, we are going to talk about copying game mechanics and why it is a successful business proposition. A lot of people look at it and they say, hey, this is a clone of a game. This is a WoW clone is what you hear most often, World of Warcraft. This is a World of Warcraft clone. Or this is a Call of Duty clone. Or this is a Dota clone. That's good, people. Clones are good, and I'm going to explain why. So we're going to start with World of Warcraft because that's the one that everybody likes to say. Hey, this new MMORPG is a clone of World of Warcraft. Well, of course it is. Look at World of Warcraft. It is the most successful MMORPG ever by far. I haven't looked at the numbers. Last time I did, they were pushing 10 million subscriber base. What's the next closest? 1.5 maybe? Rift, I think, said they got over 1 million. Star Wars might have hit over 1 million at one point. But look at them, 10 million and going strong. I think they're at 9 or something now. No, it's dropped. But anyway, they took the MMORPG genre and made it big. They made MMOs the new thing. And they did it in a fantastic way. They took what EverQuest and Ultima and all those other early hardcore games and it made them available to everybody. They took what made EverQuest so good and they said, hey, everybody can do this now. But they left enough of a hardcore base in there that those of us who wanted that time commitment, that I have to be my best to complete this, we still got it. So why not copy them? Why not take what is so successful and add it to your own ideas and build on it? Now, granted, you can't just directly copy them and expect it to go anywhere because people are just going to throw a fit. I would throw a fit. All right, if somebody went and said, hey, I'm making a game, it's about orcs and humans, and it's called Orcish, but it looks exactly like Warcraft, I'm going to get upset. What I'm talking about is like what Rift has done, what Star Wars, The Old Republic has done. Games that have copied the World of Warcraft mechanic in a base way. Skill rotations, questing for experience, less grinding, more questing is what I mean. Endgame instance dungeons, not NSA endgame, but just instance dungeons in the first place. Rift has done a fantastic job of taking their own model and layering it on top of what World of Warcraft has set up. And they have been very successful because of it. When it comes to like Star Wars The Old Republic, they copied maybe a little too much in my opinion. But again, it was successful. Of course, they had a name to build off of, but you take what is already there. I mean, if it's given to you, you might as well use it. We could talk about Call of Duty, for instance. Call of Duty is considered the most basic shooter out there. You have Battlefield, Call of Duty. What are some other big ones that have come up recently? I guess it's Blacklight, but that's kind of like one of those freebies. Anyway, let's just say Call of Duty. Battlefield 4 was built off of Call of Duty mechanics. They added stuff. They added destructible environments. They added tanks and planes, etc., etc. But Call of Duty started it. So if you look at a game and say, it's a Call of Duty ripoff, good. I'm proud of it. Because Call of Duty is a fantastic game. It's got short respawn timers, nonstop action, and a goal which kind of sort of doesn't really matter as long as you're having fun. But it also, it's Twitch versus Twitch. It's player versus player. There's no, hey, I have better gear than you. Well, up to a point. But Call of Duty started it all. Battlefield built off of it and made a big, badass game because of it. But they built off of Call of Duty. So when you look at something and say it's a Call of Duty ripoff, yes, it is. More than likely, it probably is. They took something from Call of Duty because Call of Duty set a standard that everybody just follows. Now, if you want to start talking about things like Dota, Dawn of the Ancients, and League of Legends, I think this is the big fight a lot of people have. They look at it and they say, League of Legends copied Dota, and they just made it way too easy. Yes, they did. And they are wildly successful because of it. I mean, how many people watch, play League of Legends versus Dota? Dota is complicated. It is a hardcore gaming sport. I don't like Dota because it's overly complicated, because the mechanics are a lot different than what I like. I like League of Legends because it's simple. Anybody and their dog can jump into League of Legends and play. But yeah, League of Legends copied Dota. They took Dota mechanics and they built their own game off of it. And they have created this fantastic game because of it. Again, you copy game mechanics because it's a good business decision. As long as you have something unique to add to it, it is a fantastic business decision. You cannot take World of Warcraft, clone it piece by piece, and expect anything to come of it. What you can take is their base, their skill rotations, their itemization, their instance dungeons, their wide world, something nobody else really had, and you build off of it. You add things like their own Rift skill system, or Star Wars: The Old Republic companion system, or any of a dozen other things. Or like Terra, they made it so it's a little more twitchy. But you take it and you build off of it. And there's nothing wrong with that. So whenever I hear somebody say, hey, this is just another WoW clone, this is another Dota clone, this is another, well, you want to talk about Dota clones. Prime World, it's up and coming, but it's a Dota clone. Or it's a League of Legends clone. It's a MOBA. There's not a whole lot you can do else with MOBAs than what's already been done. They add their own mechanics to it, which is fantastic. So what I'm trying to get at is stop worrying about clones. Clones happen. It's the way the gaming industry works. Once in a while, you will find somebody who has something so amazingly, fantastically different and unique that it just creates its own genre. Assassin's Creed, Batman, Arkham Origins with its the fight mechanics. Like I said, Assassin's Creed with its was it Parker, whatever you call it. Fantastic games with their own very unique systems. You get things like Crysis, which basically took the shooter and it just made it into this wide open world. Same with Bioshock Infinite, kind of the same idea behind fantastic games. Witcher basically made a MMORPG out of a single player game, at least in my opinion. Awesome, fantastic, wildly complex for those of us who want it, but yet simple for those of us who needed it. Copying game mechanics is good. I love it when somebody copies a game mechanic and builds off of it and creates something unique because of that. So yeah, League of Legends is a Dota clone, but they're wildly, fantastically, amazingly popular because they took it and they made it simpler. Rift might be considered a bit of a WoW clone. They added their own flavor to it, and it's fantastic. It's completely different. Ladies and gentlemen, that would be my opinion. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, I have a Reddit posted down below. Please feel free to go and post on Reddit what you think about my comments, whether or not you agree, whether you disagree. If you have anything to add, if you think I missed something, tell me about it. I want to know. I want to hear. If you have any future ideas for something you want to talk about, let me know. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. This is Necabote. This has been my opinion. I will see you guys next time. Take it easy.